Hello, how are you? This is Les Brown, Mrs. Baby Brown's baby boy. We'll start at 12 noon. I'm in a little early. I want you to like this page and share it. Got a message for you today. I want you to like it and share it. You know, we've heard so many times in my favorite book, You're More Than a Conqueror. And something just dropped in my spirit this morning, early this morning. I want to share with you as we begin to look at this place where we are and all the stuff that's going on. I believe that we need to focus not just on social distancing, but on our mental well-being. If you don't have some positive stuff coming in and you are inundated with all type of bad news, it's going to affect your state of mind. We have to balance this thing out. In fact, have to increase it. So in the midst of all of this, it's very important. The message that I'm going to share with you this morning, you need to know this, because life, as Will Jackson will say, it was written a book called Life Happens. Life is always happening. There's always something, especially now. It's like, I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he was just telling me that he's just waiting for the next shoe to drop. That's not a good state of mind to be in, waiting for the next shoe to drop. The state of mind to be in is a deep down resolve that whatever drops, whatever happens, that you're more than a conqueror. Whatever happens, that you can deal with it. Because when you're on pins and needles and you're stressed out, it affects how you show up in life. You spend most of your time reacting rather than responding. So I want you to like this page and share it, because there's some things that we have to make some adjustments to. And you know, part of that is, I was reading yesterday that things are not going to go back to where they once were in so many areas of our lives. And so this is a time that you have to believe in you, that you have to work on you, that you have to improve you, because the stuff is not going to stop. And what you can do is offset it, offset the things that happen to you, that you have to defy the odds, that you have to have a resolve within yourself that I'm going to make it no matter what. I want you to like this page and share it. Like it and share it. Yes, indeed. Like it and share it, because there are a lot of people who need to hear something that can lift their spirit. And some things that we know, but we have to be reminded of that. We have to be reminded of that. And it's very important that we communicate with like-minded people, and you share, what did you hear? What did you get out of what he just said? Or what came up for you? What resonated with you? Have some friends that as people watch games and share what they saw, or what touched them, or what excited them, we should do that around positive messages as well. This is a different place and a different time. And so we have to create new strategies on how we can maintain our sanity in the midst of an insane world. How we can have a sense of peace in the sense of calmness and being anchored in all the chaos that's going on, and how we can focus and keep the main thing. That is having peace of mind, good health, good relationships, being able to advance your life in the direction of where you want to go, rather than just accepting the life that you now have. A lot of people are rethinking their lives and making some major decisions now that they've never made before. I was reading this study where they did this study with psychiatrists who had clients who had been seeing them for years. And once those clients were diagnosed with a terminal illness, you know what they did? They stopped coming for therapy and went on and started living their lives. Okay, they could have been doing that all along. You don't need you don't need to have the interruptions of life to shut you down. No, we are more than conquerors. And I'm going to just share with you the revelation of what that means to me and what it should mean to all of us. That we've had some experiences in our lives that we knew that wasn't you that pulled you out of it. There's something else. There's another dimension about us. That mental part, that physical part, and that spiritual part, that God presence that's in us. And that's the part of us that many times we neglect to give credit to. That's why when I get up in the morning, I say, all things work together for good for those who love God and for those who are called according to his purpose. And I know I'm here because of God's grace and mercy. I know I was not smart enough to figure out how I could live for 75 years and beyond on the planet, as reckless as I used to live. I know there was something else and is something else that's ordering my steps, that's going before me to make the crooked places straight. And now I'm paying more attention to it, to be honest. I'm paying more attention to it and saying, thank you in all things. Thank you, the good things and the bad things. Thank you. Why? I'm still here. I'm not taking a dirt nap. All right, it's 12 noon. I want you to like this page and share it. Like it and share it. Today I want to talk to you about you're more than a conqueror. What does that mean to you, Les Brown? Well, there's some things, and I want you to think about your goals and dreams. And I set out to change my life by choosing to do that which was in my heart, and that is helping people. If that's you, you're going to resonate with what I'm going to share with you. And I want you to put voice in the comment section if that's you. If you like to help people, if you feel that you have a story, that you have overcome some stuff, and there are people that can benefit from that story, I'm teaching people how to make that work for them because I've experienced a lot of stuff. And your story can be a survival guide to help people handle some of the challenges that they're facing right now. And so I want you to put voice in the comment section. But when I decided to go on this path, here's some things that I realized. Now I look back, and people always ask me, what would you say to the young Les Brown? I say a lot of things to him. And at this place, at 75, I realized I'd made a lot of mistakes, but I also made some good decisions. And here's what I would say to him. Start sooner, believing in yourself. For a long period of time, I did not believe in myself. I was being practical and logical and realistic because I had the gift of gab. People always recognize it. It's, oh, you have a nice voice. Oh, you are so funny. I was always very entertaining and different than most people and had a positive mindset. But I didn't think that I could make money doing something that I just do naturally. You got a superpower. What is it that you do naturally that people recognize you for? What I do when I speak, you know it if you watch me. If you go on YouTube, you see anything that I'm doing, you know the audience might be having a good time, but you know I'm having a better time. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, behave. Hello. I sometimes have to pinch myself, but I get paid to do what I do. And I'm saying to you, Believe in you. Stop being practical and logical and realistic. There's a reason that we are told eye has not seen. Just because you can't see it don't mean that you cannot do it. I couldn't see how I could make money being me. I just couldn't see it. I just couldn't see who would pay me just to be me, just to be myself. Listen to me. You are the money. You are the money. Do that which you love to do. Advance with your gift. In all of this stuff that's going on, focus on your gift. With all this stuff going on, focus on you. Why? Part of what I can share with you has been my key to success. And I train speakers with this Power Voice system, and they're kind of shocked. But I say this to them: before we work with your message, I'm going to work with you. Why? The easiest thing that I've done in this space, being myself, enjoying helping people, telling my story, what I've overcome, being a foster child, being adopted, being labeled educable, mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade to the 4th grade, failing again in the 8th grade, no college training, earning my first million in 3 years. The easiest thing I've ever done is what I do now, and earning $1 million in 3 years. The most difficult thing I've ever done, and it took me years to do, was, and listen to me, to believe that I could do it. Did you hear me? I sat on the sidelines for 14 years, watching other speakers. I went to seminars and workshops, and I studied other speakers. And I had the ability to do what I'm doing now, but I didn't believe in me. And because I didn't believe in me, I wasn't willing to invest in me and advance with my gift. Your gift will make room for you. But I just couldn't see it. And so I didn't believe that I could, just being me, that I could, using my personality, that I could, using my experiences, my setbacks, my failures, that I could earn money doing what I'm doing. And because I didn't believe it, because I couldn't see it, I was a spectator. I was a witness. I was a customer at seminars and workshops, watching other people doing what I dreamed of doing. They were sitting in my dream, speaking in my dream. And one guy had just, I think, a revelation, an inspiration. He said, there's somebody out here listening to me right now, who's watching me right now. You were born to do this. This is you. This is what you do. And you convince yourself you can't. You should be up here with this microphone. And the only difference between you and I is I represent the thoughts you have rejected for yourself. That's the only difference. And I had to jump up and run out of there. I was crying. I was so upset with myself. He said, I represent the thoughts you've rejected for yourself. Have you ever had a great idea and did not do anything about it, didn't act on it, and you convinced yourself that you couldn't do it? An African proverb that I love to say, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. The enemy in me, as Jakes would say, stopped me dead in my tracks because I just couldn't see it. Just because you can't see it, it does not mean that it's not available to you. Eye has not seen. No. See, what kept me on the sideline was being practical, being reasonable, being realistic. Listen to me. Become illogical. Yeah, there's some things that you can do that does not fit within the realm of being logical. Because we've been trained to be practical and logical. Man, for years, for centuries, walked and rode the backs of animals. The laws of aerodynamics always existed. But being practical and logical and realistic, when the conversation came up, when people were watching birds fly, and somebody said, we can fly just like the birds. And somebody else would say, if God wanted man to fly, he'd have given him wings. That's logical. That's practical. And so for centuries, we ruled that out as a possibility. There's some things that you're ruling out for yourself because you're judging according to appearances. You are more than a conqueror. What do you mean by that? There's some things that you can do, and you do what you do to the best that you have within you and God, the God presence. God, you're more than a conqueror. God, greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. God will do that which you can't do. I'm sure you've had some experiences in your life where you say, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this. You aren't. You're not. There's something that went before you to make the crooked places straight. You aren't. No, when you are in alignment with your gift, with your vision, he said, I'll give you all your eyes can see. When you trust yourself, I'll keep thee in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on thee. When you keep your mind focused on God and answer the calling on your life, when you're willing to believe in you and believe in your gift, I said, how do I want to check out? I want to sell people on you are more than you know. You are more than a conqueror. There is a God presence in you. And that when you just do the best that you can, A.L. Williams, come forth, sir, do what you can, where you are, with what you have. All you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough, but make sure you do all you can do. And you know what? For a large part of my life, I wasn't doing all that I could do. And when it became difficult, when I had some frustrations, when I had some failures, when I had some rejections, I changed direction as opposed to changing my approach. I changed my decision about what I was able to do because I was rejected. The rejection had nothing to do with me. What was going on was the approach that I had did not work. That's why Thomas Edison was asked the question, how could you continue with the invention you were working on, after failing 10,000 times? And he said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I found 10,000 ways that did not work. As my mother would say, put that in your pipe and smoke it. That if you've been going after something, you had some failures and setbacks, and you haven't failed 10,000 times or 5,000 times or 500 times. 86% of people stop after the first failure. They're involved in sales. They stop when they get a no. They're involved in multi-level marketing and real estate and finance, or trying to use some gift that God has given them. And just because the universe don't say, come on in, I'm waiting for you. Come bring your gifts here. No, if you got something that you want to do with your life, you got to go through something to get something out of you. Why, Les? Because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been. That's why it's important to work on yourself. Life will meet you where you are, where you meet life. And this is a time, listen to me, this is no time to be fooling around, wasting valuable time worrying. Work on you. Work on you. Work on living a bigger life. Herein my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit. You're put here to do the greater work, the greater work, the greater work. What you've done, that's what you can do. But you're more than a conqueror of those things that you've done. You're made in the likeness and image of God. When you challenge yourself to stop playing around in your safety zone, when you become a risk taker, the people who change the course of history, the people who make their presence felt, the people who make the greater impact are risk takers. They bet on them. They advance with their gift. They know that they're going to go through failures and disappointments and setbacks. They know that's a part of the process. Don't you stop because you've had some failures. No. No. If you, I'm telling you what I know, I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt when I was in the Penobscot building on the 21st floor, bathing in the sink down the hall, sleeping in the closet, hiding from the janitorial staff when they came in to clean in the middle of the night. I could have stopped at any time if I had listened to the naysayers and also listened to the negative conversations in myself. You don't have the money to do this. You don't have 4-color brochures. You never worked for a major corporation. How are you going to develop the credibility that people who have MBAs and PhDs have? And you don't have any of that. How will you, with the complexion of rejection, how are you going to overcome those odds? Let me tell you something. You know why we're here and enjoying the level of life that we have? Because there's some people that say we will do it no matter what. We will do it. We'll walk in dignity rather than ride in shame. There's some people who said we will overcome in spite of these odds. There are people saying right now, this fight is not over until we win. Listen. If you're in a car, you look at a car, if the back wheels, in order for the back wheels to be able to catch up with the front wheels, it's got to go faster than the front wheels. That's why when I talk about living your dream, that you got to be hungry. Got to be hungry. No, they announced the day this female that was selected to be the general manager of the Miami Marlins. Know why that's great news? Because women were not allowed access to do that. Not because women didn't have the ability to do it. They were not given the opportunity to do it. Life is not fair. Frederick Douglass had a point. We don't get everything we fight for, but everything we get, there will be a fight. And right now, it's gone to another level. Right now, if you want to make it now, you got to take no prisoners and eat the wounded. You want to make it now, you've got to be hungry. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Most people are not serious. Most people don't know. It's a different time. You're still here to do the greater work. I have grandchildren. I'm a grandfather, a great grandfather. My children and my grandchildren and my great grandchildren having a party for 3 of my children in Columbus. And I can't go. I won't go. because I know they're rationing out medical treatment. I'm 75 with underlying issues, diabetes, high blood pressure. I'm not going to get on a plane. I would love to be there. And I know if I'm reckless and I go and something happens to me, I know if I'm not lighter than a paper bag, they're going to push me aside. I won't be treated. I know the reality up here. So you have to watch as well as pray. I've got to keep a social distance from my children on their birthdays, from my grandchildren and great-grandchildren. If Farsi, the scientist, he's not spending time with his family. I'm following the scientists. I'm not following the other crazies out here. Just came out today, 130 Secret Service agents infected. Whoa. Oh, don't let this consume your life. Oh, I'm not consumed with the coronavirus. I'm concerned and I'm being safe. I'm not coming out of my house till 2021. Am I right, Tyrone?
Yes, Mr. Brown.
Listen, advance with your gift. Advance with your gift. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. The God presence that's in you. Advance with your gift. Believe in you and your gifts and live life like you mean to win. Listen, I'm looking for some people who are hungry to bring their voice out, who are hungry, have a story to share with the world, who are hungry to make an impact, who are hungry to do the greater work, who are hungry, hearing my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit, to bear more fruit, much fruit, to make their lives count. If that's you, put voice in the comment section. I'm 75. Do you have the energy to deal with me? I'll wipe the floor up with you. You think I care about people around me acting like they got one foot in the banana peeling and the other one in the graveyard because they're 75 sitting around watching old Mike Tyson fights or old basketball games? No. I'm going to finish strong. I want some people who want to finish strong, who want to make a greater impact, who want to do something special with their lives before they leave here. Because we don't know how much time we have living here. Friend just talked to me this morning. A friend went into the hospital for a minor operation and she died. Out of here. Early 40s. Come on. Come on. This thing called life. People say life is short. No, life is not short. It's just that most people just take too long to decide to live. If you're ready to live, if you're ready to answer the call on your life, put voice in the comment section. You have a training that teach you how to use your voice, how to use your story to live a larger life. Don't leave here living a small life. Don't take the life and the gift in you to the cemetery. The people put more energy and have more concern about some sporting event. I hear some guys talking and got a pot to pee in or window to throw it out of. And I was hearing them talk when last time I was in a barber shop. We need more on defense. I'm saying, what? We need more on defense. Can't even afford season tickets to a game. We need, we need more on defense. What? What about having an offense advancing with your gift rather than being a spectator. Put voice in the comment section. You have something special. He's on fire. Oh, behave. Whatever. Put voice in the comment section. Let's get to work. Let's do the greater work. Changing the world. Not one person at a time. It's too many. We got to change a whole lot of them. And you can do that. Voice. Your story. Yes. Your story is powerful. It can change lives. It can change the course of history. Your ability to communicate. That's your superpower. I can tell you how to use it. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's Baby Boy. It's been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. Put voice in the comment section. And it'll make a difference in your life. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Bye for now. Oh, I enjoy me so much. Oh my goodness. I hope you feel better after hearing me today. Wait a minute. I'm doing this myself. Learn something every day that you don't